we have time zones, and that's really what sets our social schedule when we go to work, when we go to school. And they are meant, if we're on standard time zone, to sort of align with the sun being overhead at noon. Unfortunately, when we're on daylight savings times, everything shifts by an hour, so sunrises and sunsets are later. But our bodies follow the sun. They stay, our circadian rhythms stay more aligned with the sun time. And so what happens is we have even a harder time falling asleep at night, yet our work and school has been moved an hour earlier. And so we really kind of squish the opportunity that we have to get adequate sleep. We also see when we're more circadian misaligned, we get poorer quality sleep. And so again, that affects not only what we just talked about of sort of chronic disease prevention, but affects our alertness, our cognition. We see that people don't do as well in school, are more likely to get injured, more likely to get into car accidents. And it's a little counterintuitive. A lot of people think if it's light later, we'll be safer. We'll, not get into car accidents. And we actually see the worst, the opposite, because the brain is really important. And, and if we're being more sleep deprived or having that circadian misalignment, it really isn't good for any aspect of sort of our lives. We have a lot of good studies from looking at position and time zone people that live in the western edge of the time zone where those sunrises and sunsets later. We see higher risks of obesity and heart disease, cancer, again, things like worse outcomes on SAT scores, more fatal car accidents. So we have growing data in that. And then we have studies that show that public policy can make a difference. So the later school start time movement that just gives kids that opportunity to potentially get a half hour more sleep are making them do better in school, show up more at school, be less likely to do drugs, have less mental health problems. And so, these public health policies really can help the most at-risk people, which are anyone that is a sort of teenager and has that natural delayed rhythm, or anyone that has a work or school start time before 8 a.m., which is the majority of the population, and often those who are sort of already at most risk categories for being sleep deprived in the first place.